Concerns following deadly clashes in Syria as well. More than 1,000 people, mostly civilians, have died during fighting between government forces and supporters of former President Bashar al-Assad. Let's bring in ABC's Lama Hassan. And Lama, this raises major questions about stability once again in Syria.
Yeah, that's right. We're tonight a major escalation in sectarian violence in several Syrian cities on its west coast, with strong images circulating online. 2 days of fierce fighting between the new government security forces and loyalists of the ousted former President Bashar al-Assad have killed at least 1,000 people, and most of them are civilians. Dramatic nighttime videos showing the violence. You can hear the sound of gunfire. The deadly clashes erupting on Thursday after pro-Assad loyalists ambushed members of the government security forces. The fighting spread with revenge killings for those deaths. There are growing fears that this could trigger more ethnic reprisals and more bloodshed. Whit.
All right, Lama Hassan, thank you. Back here in the U.S., a deadly and tragic night in New Jersey. A detective fatally shot and another officer in critical condition after a gunfight on the streets of Newark. A 14-year-old facing multiple charges, including murder and attempted murder. Here's ABC's Ika Jachi.
Tonight, a 14-year-old now charged with murder after a shootout with police in Newark, New Jersey that left one officer dead and another wounded. Authorities say around 6:30 p.m. on Friday, officers were investigating several people for allegedly harboring illegal weapons when gunfire erupted in the streets.
Shots were exchanged upon the interaction with the police and those individuals, and unfortunately, 2 officers and 1 suspect were hit by gunfire.
Police cars racing to the scene. Residents say they heard a barrage of bullets.
It was 10 shots, I want to say like the whole clip, basically.
5-year veteran on the force, 26-year-old Detective Joseph Azcana struck while still in his police car. He was pronounced dead at the hospital early this morning. A second officer, also wounded but expected to recover. Police say that 14-year-old suspect also suffered non-life-threatening injuries and is being treated. At least 1 gun from the suspects was recovered from the scene, according to investigators.
We just have to do a better job. I have to do a better job. Our families have to do a better job. The community has to do a better job at making sure that our children are not handling guns in the street, shooting at police officers.
Where prosecutors say 4 people remain in custody. Tonight, the investigation is ongoing. However, authorities say everyone involved has been captured. Whit.
Ika Jachi, thank you. Now to the arrest of a rising NFL star, Kansas City Chiefs rookie wide receiver Xavier Worthy, the 21-year-old taken into custody on Friday night in Central Texas and charged with a domestic violence felony against a family or household member. The new details coming in tonight. Here's ABC's Zorin Shah.
Tonight, Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy arrested on a felony domestic violence charge in Texas, now facing possible prison time. The 21-year-old arrested Friday night in Williamson County, Texas, not far from where he played in college with the Texas Longhorns. Jailhouse records describing a scenario in which he allegedly choked a family member or household member. The alleged victim in this case has not released a statement yet, but Worthy's lawyers calling those domestic violence allegations baseless and saying that they are cooperating with law enforcement, adding, "We have full faith their thorough investigation will support Mr. Worthy's innocence." The arrest comes just 1 month after his performance at the Super Bowl, the rookie scoring 2 touchdowns.
I'm just excited I got the opportunity and now I'm here.
Worthy was a standout college player, also breaking an NFL record for the 40-yard dash at the Combine. Kansas City Chiefs say the team is aware of the situation and is gathering information. Just last year, another Chiefs wide receiver, Rashee Rice, facing a potential 3rd-degree felony charge for a street racing incident that resulted in a 6-car crash in Dallas, Texas. Worthy is charged with 3rd-degree felony in Texas. If convicted, he could face 10 years behind bars and a $10,000 fine. Whit.
Zorin Shah, our thanks to you tonight. Turning now to those soaring egg prices, prompting the Department of Justice to launch an investigation, according to sources. Antitrust enforcers apparently trying to determine if large egg producers conspired to limit the egg supply and raise prices. All of this as a bird flu outbreak has wiped out millions of hens, resulting in a nationwide egg shortage. Here's ABC's Alexis Christoforous.
Tonight, the U.S. Justice Department is in the early stages of investigating the country's largest egg producers for what some are alleging is a, quote, coordinated effort to restrict supply and inflate prices. The egg industry says the worst bird flu outbreak in U.S. history has forced them to cull tens of millions of hens, leading to consumers paying an egg surcharge at chains like Waffle House and Denny's and empty store shelves across the country. Prices have nearly doubled in the past year. Averaging about $5 a dozen, eggs now cost nearly as much as a pound of ground beef, and the USDA predicts egg prices could increase another 40% this year. At small businesses like New York City's Square Diner, owner Theodore Karunos is trying to hold off on raising prices.
If things hold up at this price, I'll pay $70,000 more for eggs than I did last year. I can't just absorb that hit for the next 9 months.
While consumers and businesses shell out more for eggs, profits are soaring at the nation's largest egg producer and distributor. Profits at Cal-Maine surged 342% last quarter compared to a year ago. In a statement to ABC News, the president of the American Egg Board saying to suggest that higher egg prices are the result of anything other than bird flu is a misreading of the facts and the reality. In 2023, a jury trial ordered Cal-Maine and 3 other companies to pay $53 million for unlawfully inflating prices, a verdict the companies are challenging. Cal-Maine has not returned ABC News' request for comment. But the looming threat of tariffs on goods from Mexico and Canada have consumers bracing for more food inflation. Target already saying it will have to raise produce prices, Walmart warning of a sales slowdown, and Costco saying consumers are increasingly opting for cheaper alternatives like private label store brands over name brands. Experts warn egg prices may stay high even if the supply of eggs rebounds, as grocers and restaurants try to reclaim some of their lost profits. Whit.
Alexis Christoforous, thank you. Now to a long standoff high in the sky over London. A barefoot man carrying a Palestinian flag climbed up the tower that houses Big Ben. He stopped on a ledge and remained there for hours with police surrounding the building. Roads and tourist attractions in the area are closed. There is much more ahead on World News Tonight this Saturday. A discovery in a river could help solve a 6-decade-old mystery. And the investigation in Miami. What caused the fire that destroyed 3 yachts? Next tonight, investigators are looking into what caused a massive fire at a boatyard in Miami. 3 yachts, one of them a 90-footer, went up in flames early Friday morning. Fire crews attacked the blaze from land and water using foam to put the fire out. There were no injuries. When we come back here tonight, a famous family of eagles just got bigger as a new member emerges. To the index now, authorities in Oregon believe they're coming closer to solving a 6-decade-old mystery. Crews pulled a Ford station wagon from the Columbia River near Cascade Locks on Friday. It matches the vehicle owned by Ken and Barbara Martin. They were last seen going for a drive in 1958 with their 3 daughters, ages 14, 13, and 11. Next, a famous bald eagle couple now has another mouth to feed. Overnight, a third eaglet popped out of its shell in Big Bear, California. 2 older siblings hatched earlier this week. The online Eagle Cam has captured all of it for us. Parents Jackie and Shadow tending to their growing flock. Still ahead here tonight, how a simple dinner date turned into a magic moment. Finally tonight, America Strong. It started as a typical dinner date between Michael Mays and his girlfriend Trinity Brooks at La Piazza, their favorite restaurant in Tulare, California, out celebrating their 3rd anniversary. Michael, a dirt bike enthusiast, has used a wheelchair for the last 9 years since a motocross accident left him paralyzed. Before sitting down at the table, Michael asked a couple nearby to record this video of what happened next. Michael wheels himself next to the table, then lowers down to the ground and onto one knee. Trinity, surprised at first, then embracing the moment as Michael presents her with a ring. The restaurant owner offering a gift to celebrate.
I gotta tell you this, I'm the owner of this place. Dinner today isn't me, but this doesn't happen all the time.
Tonight, the happy couple telling us they already have a wedding date set for next year. Better start planning. Congratulations. Thanks so much for watching tonight. I'm Wade Johnson in New York. I'll see you on GMA in the morning. And don't forget to set your clocks ahead 1 hour when you go to sleep. Have a great night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.